I was halfway through Kansas when the silence started to bother me. I'd left Denver late, too late, after a week-long work trip that had drained the life out of me. My plan was simple: drive through the night, crash at a cheap motel somewhere outside Kansas City, then finish the rest of the trip home in the morning. By the time I crossed the state line, the highway was so empty it felt like the whole world had evaporated. My phone had patchy signal, the radio dissolved into static, and even the hum of the engine felt thinner, like the air was swallowing sound. It was close to midnight when I saw the first sign of trouble. A sedan was pulled onto the shoulder a few miles ahead, hazard lights blinking. I eased off the accelerator. Normally I wouldn't stop. Too many stories start with someone who stops when they shouldn't. But something about the car, maybe how perfectly still it sat, made me slow down anyway. As I got closer, I saw a man waving both arms, signaling frantically. He looked mid-30s, pale, overdressed for the heat. His car was old, early 2000s Toyota, hood popped open, steam puffing from the engine. I cracked my window an inch. "You all right?" I asked. "Please, please," he said, leaning toward the window but stopping himself. He kept his distance, hands visible. "My car overheated. I've been stuck out here for hours, no service. Can you give me a ride to the next gas station? It's only 10 miles. My instincts argued with each other. He wasn't acting. Or if he was, he should have been in Hollywood. I looked at my phone. 0 bars. 10 miles wasn't far. "Okay," I said. "Get in." He exhaled like he'd been underwater. "Thank you. God, thank you." He got into the passenger seat, buckled up immediately, and murmured a quiet, "Drive, please," like he was escaping something. I pulled back onto the highway. We introduced ourselves. His name was Aaron. He said he was driving to see his daughter in St. Louis. His wife had custody, and he hadn't seen the girl in months. His car overheated. He'd been standing by the road since sunset. He seemed calm now, more collected. He apologized repeatedly for disturbing me. 5 minutes passed, then 10, and then I noticed something. He kept checking the side mirror, not the rear view, the side mirror, my side, the driver's side. Every 30 seconds, sharp, quick glances. "You expecting someone?" I asked. "What?" "You keep checking behind us." He rubbed his palms on his jeans. "Sorry, I thought I saw headlights a while back. Guess I'm jumpy." But I had noticed it too, just once, a faint pair of lights cresting a hill far behind us earlier. They were gone now. "Did someone stop for you before I came along?" I asked. He hesitated. "No, no one." His tone shifted, tightening like a knot being pulled. I kept driving. The sky was moonless, the highway unlit. Only my headlights stretched forward, illuminating flat plains and miles of nothing. 5 more minutes passed. Then he whispered, "Don't slow down." I hadn't touched the brakes. "What are you talking about?" "Don't slow down," he repeated, louder now. He pointed at the side mirror. "They're back." My stomach dropped. There they were, 2 headlights far behind us, low to the ground, moving fast. "Why were they following you?" I asked. He swallowed hard. His fingers dug into his knees. "They weren't following me," he said. "I think they were hunting." "Hunting what?" He didn't answer. Then, "Have you ever felt like someone was watching you even when you were alone?" That wasn't the question I asked. I tightened my grip on the wheel. "Aaron, what happened?" He leaned toward the windshield, squinting. "Do you see that?" he asked. Far ahead, a green highway sign reflected the headlights. "Exit 217, gas, food, lodging." "Take it," he said quickly. "Why?" "Please." The urgency in his voice was real and contagious. I put on my blinker and took the exit. The headlights behind us followed. We curved down a long ramp that emptied onto a nearly abandoned frontage road. The gas station stood half a mile away, fluorescent lights flickering. "Pull to the back," Aaron said. "No, I'm parking near the entrance." "Please," he insisted. "They won't follow us where cameras can see." The word "they" hung in the air like smoke. I pulled into a spot near the door, under a bright light. The sedan behind us slowed on the road, but didn't turn in. It crawled past the station at maybe 20 miles an hour. The driver never looked our way. Aaron let out a trembling breath. "Thank God." I turned to him. "Start talking." He wiped his face with both hands. "I was being followed," he admitted. "Since Colorado. Not by one car, by 3. Sometimes they'd vanish for an hour, sometimes 2, then one of them would appear again. Same headlights, same shape. Why were they following you?" He lowered his voice. "Because of my job. I do security work." "What kind of security?" He shook his head. "It's not important." "It is now." He looked out the window, scanning the dark road. "Do you really want the truth?" he asked. "Yes." He leaned closer. "I don't know." I stared at him. "What do you mean you don't know?"
He exhaled shakily. "My assignments don't come with explanations. I'm told to pick something up, guard it, drop it off. This time, something felt wrong. My boss told me to transport an envelope. Nothing big, but he said not to open it. He said it was sensitive. So you opened it." He didn't answer. But that was the answer. What was inside? He shook his head. "Nothing. Just a sheet of paper. Blank. But when I held it up to the light, I saw something. Some kind of stamp or watermark. I didn't understand it." He swallowed. "But I think someone else did." The silence between us felt electric. "And then?" I asked. "My apartment was broken into, not robbed, searched. My neighbor said she saw a man waiting in a car outside all night, then another, then another. When I tried to leave town, they followed me." "Why didn't you call the police?" "I didn't know what to tell them. I still don't." I tried to process it. Then everything happened at once. The headlights returned. Not from the main road, from behind the station. The same low-to-the-ground shape, the same white-blue LED glare. The car rolled slowly into the lot. No front license plate. Windows tinted black. It stopped 50 feet away. The driver's door didn't open. Neither did the passengers.
"Aaron," I said. He was already slinking down in his seat. "They found us. They found—" The store's glass door opened behind us. A cashier stepped out, holding a trash bag, earbuds in. The mystery car flashed its brights, once, then twice. My skin crawled. The cashier didn't notice anything. He tossed the trash and went back inside. The car backed out, slow, silent, and drove off into the dark. Not leaving, repositioning. I felt it, somewhere nearby, watching. Aaron's breathing turned rapid. "We need to go, now." I didn't want to get back on the road, but staying was worse. We got in. I started the car. Aaron kept muttering, "Drive, drive!" I pulled onto the frontage road, merging back onto the highway. No headlights behind us. For now. We drove in silence for several minutes. Finally, I said, "Give me the envelope." He turned pale. "Where is it?" I repeated. He reached into his jacket, hesitated, then pulled out a small, crumpled manila envelope. "Open it," I said. "I told you."
"Open it." He handed it to me. I opened it with one hand, keeping the other on the wheel. Inside, a single sheet of paper. Blank. But when I angled it toward the dashboard lights, something faint appeared. Not letters, not a map, more like a seal. A shape with edges too sharp, too precise to be accidental. "What is that?" I asked. "I don't know." "Is it government?" "I don't know." "Is it criminal?" "I don't know," he yelled, voice cracking. I didn't think he was lying. I put the paper back inside and dropped the envelope into a cup holder. Then I saw headlights appear behind us again. Same car, closing in faster. "Seat belt," I said. "Now!" He clicked it immediately. I floored the accelerator. The car behind us matched speed. 70, 80, 85. Aaron gripped the door. "They're signaling us!" A flash of brights, 3 times. "What does that mean?" I asked. "They want you to slow down." Not happening. The car drifted closer, inch by inch, trying to force me to the shoulder. "Call 911!" I yelled. "No service!" I checked. My phone was dead too, no bars. The other driver edged closer. Then they tapped my bumper. A soft hit, just enough to warn me they could do more. "Listen," Aaron said, voice trembling. "If they get me, they won't hurt you. Just let them take me." "Not an option. You don't understand who these people are. They don't chase the wrong car. They don't make mistakes." Another hit, harder this time. Sparks flew. I tightened my grip. A few hundred yards ahead, a construction zone sign reflected orange in the darkness. Then another. Then left lane closed. Barrels, cones, barriers. The highway narrowed quickly. I forced my car into the right lane. The pursuer hesitated a second too long. The construction barrels fuddled us. I swerved hard left between 2 cones, a tight gap. Too tight for the average driver, but adrenaline guided me. The pursuing car didn't make it. They clipped a barrier, slammed sideways, screeched across the lane. They didn't crash, but they fell behind. A lot behind. I kept driving until the headlights vanished entirely. By the time we finally saw lights from civilization again, it felt like hours had passed. We reached a small police substation on the edge of town. I parked. "Aaron," I said quietly, "this ends tonight." He shook his head. "You don't understand who they are." "Then let's find out." We both got out. Aaron hesitated at the door, but followed. I walked up to the counter. A tired officer stood up slowly, rubbing his eyes. "Can I help you?" "Yes," I said. "We're being followed." He straightened. "By who?" I looked at Aaron. He looked at the floor. By the time he raised his head again, he looked different.
"By men who want something I have," he said, "and I need to turn it in." "What is it?" the officer asked. Aaron placed the envelope on the counter. The officer opened it, examined the blank paper for a long time, turning it under the light. "You see anything?" he asked. I nodded. A seal or symbol, barely visible. The officer tried again, squinted, shook his head. "It's empty." "No," I insisted. "Tilt it." He tapped the glass of the fluorescent lamp. "That light doesn't show watermarks," he said. "Let me try something." He took out a UV pen light and shone it across the surface. Nothing, just empty white paper. My blood ran cold. "There was something," I whispered. "I swear." The officer examined the envelope again. "It's clean," he said. "No symbol, no watermark, no writing, nothing." Aaron looked relieved, almost too relieved. I turned toward him. "Aaron, where's the real one?" He didn't answer. The officer stepped closer. "Sir, is there another envelope?" Aaron raised his hands slowly, calm, composed now, and nodded. "Yes," he said. "I hid it." "Where?" the officer asked. Aaron looked at me. "In your car." I felt the blood drain from my face. Before I could speak, the door behind us opened. Another officer walked in, then another, and another. 3 in total,
each with the same emotionless expression, the kind that says, "We were expecting you." Aaron backed away from me slowly, hands still up. "I'm sorry. I didn't lie. I really didn't know who they were." "But you knew where to run," I said. He nodded once. The first officer extended his hand. "Aaron, we'll take it from here." And just like that, Aaron surrendered. They escorted